boy, did some interesting, bizarre, strange Amico home news drop today. I will get to that in a minute. First of all, I want to point out something. This is from Amico Forever, episode 87, streamed 2 weeks ago. There's a comment. This guy named Brandon, will anyone at Intellivision ever issue refunds for the Amico? I've sent 10 emails over the past year and never got a response. And the only response he gets is from this Freddy guy. There's no one left. Last we heard, a few members left working on the console, but that was ages ago. It's a shame that no one even says or helps him, right? I mean, if Intellivision was professional, they'd have somebody to say, hey, email us here, let us know when you send it, and we will get right back to you within 24 hours. If not, let us know. Like, they would be upfront. That's how a professional organization that's on the up and up is run. This is just despicable in my opinion. But anyways, on to the news. Amico home news finally broke from Intellivision, from their YouTube channel, their website, press release, email. No, it's from Amico Forever, episode 88. I'm not sure why it would be done through that. But anyways, let's get to it. So this was hosted by DJC and Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions. And they were talking about it. Nick Richards was in the chat. And it was confirmed by John Alvarado. It wasn't a troll. So what did Nick say? The one thing he said after he said that he's in the chat? Haters gotta hate. Professional. So anyways, let's get into this. What is Amico Home? According to what Rich said and DJC said and what John Alvarado said, let me just summarize this hour plus stream into some easy, digestible, bite-sized chunks. Amico Home is a mobile app. It turns an Android device into an Amico console. It's not going to be subscription-based. It's a free to download. The games are sold individually, at least for now. That's what they said. iOS is planned for later, so it cannot run the console and be used as a controller at the same time. So if you have the Amico Home app on your phone, that's going to be the TV screen for the system. You cannot play games like you do, lots of other devices, lots of other mobile games. You actually have to have an Android device serve as the screen. You need to use the controller app. So a different app for other mobile devices as controllers. Later on, the Amico controllers are supposed to work. That's if they ever come out. Of course, we weren't shown them working. Devices with the controller apps will automatically connect to the Amico Home app if it's on the same network. So I guess you can't do it online. Also makes me wonder what happens if you have two Android devices, separate devices, each running Amico Home at the same time on the same network. They didn't talk about that. It uses the same home menu as the console. They're currently testing. Rich said 2 games, but 3 games were mentioned: Shark, Sideswipers, and Missile Command. Wow, that's a lot of games they're testing on this app. No launch date was given, but John Alvarado said in the chat that it was very near. If you have a pre-order deposit, customers will get a download. They can get download codes supposedly to play the pack-in games. And I guess it's going to be through the Amico Club website. Of course, what if you pre-ordered from GameStop and, they canceled it? Well, I think Rich said you could contact Intellivision, be put on the list, but no one from Intellivision said that. So we'll see if that actually happens. And it's supposed to be that they're going to talk about this next week. Supposedly you can get codes if you bought the physical games. I don't know. They didn't say how. I have some of the physical games. I don't have a deposit. Will I get to play? The console, they said the console, this is not replacing the console. Spoiler alert, it is. If you can do this, John Alvarado says that this turns the app, the home app turns your mobile device into a console. Who's going to want to spend an extra $300 or so to get the console itself if they can use a device they already have, right? And you better have extra Android devices laying around, or iOS. You can use the iOS for the mobile app for the controller. You better have some extra devices laying around if you want to play it, and you better have a big screen tablet or something if everyone's going to crowd around this thing and play it. They did say it could connect to TVs, and I'll get to that in a second. But supposedly some way you're supposed, supposedly the council's still in the plans, but if who's going to buy that? If I came out tomorrow and said, hey, I'm developing a Netflix Android box that's $300, but it'll have cool LED lights on it, or a Disney Plus box, that's going to have $300, but will have cool LED lights and a cool remote control. Who's really going to buy that? That doesn't make any sense. And they said, Rich said you could, if it's compatible, you could stream it on your TV. You could use cables to connect it to your TV. I guess he did that with this TV. So he showed a video, and this video's like 20 seconds less in length. And they blamed the TV, but you have this weird cropping, and you have these fish swimming off screen into this other blue area. He said on his newer TVs it worked fine. I don't know, but this looks terrible. Why would you even show this? If it works fine on your newer TV, why aren't you showing that if you could connect to it? And he showed some of his family with, they had their phones, they were using controllers. Really short. Didn't even show them smiling or having fun, just showed them using it. And this whole thing is bizarre, and they're treating it like it's some new thing. This is Air Console. Gatoru's pointed this out. This has been out for a while. You could play games for free right now using your phones as controller, and you could use a web browser as a screen. You could use Amazon Fire TV. The games are all free to play with ads, or you could pay $2 a month to get the ads turned off. I'm not saying the games are good or anything. I don't know. I've never played it, but this idea, it's not that revolutionary. And by the way, what else is bizarre is if you go to the Intellivision website, there's almost nothing about Amico Home. If you go to their team, this came out a few weeks ago, Tommy Tallarico is no longer listed as a president or CCO or whatever. He's been kind of demoted to just board member, investor, founder. They had time to do that recently, but there's almost nothing about Amico Home. There is, if you go to their last update, which is basically a cut and paste of their email, it does talk about Amico Home for like a split second, but that's it. This is so bizarre to me. Like if this is like, if they're sincere about this, why was John Alvarado in the chat and not on the stream? Why wasn't he the one doing why wasn't the presentation being done on their YouTube channel or through their press releases? I don't get it. It's almost like they're hiding something, or they're using these people. When I saw the stream, I never saw it go above 50 people. This is not how you successfully launch a new app. This is going to be the Quibi. Okay, if you guys remember that, this is going to be the Quibi of gaming apps if this comes out at this rate. Nick Richards was in the chat, John Alvarado, but they never went on the stream, which they've done in the past. And if I was an investor, I would be really upset because the investment was all about the system and how they're going to make money off the system. They can make money off the games too, but I'd be upset. I'm like, what about the system I did, I put money into? And you look at the updates, the last update where they talked about Amico Home, you couldn't even comment. You could comment below, but not on the last update. So you can't even talk on the current update. If I was an investor, I'd probably be really upset. But let me get to the one question no one's asking about Amico Home. If it ever does come out, and it could, like I said, it could pull a Quibi. It comes out and it's down in record time. And maybe they're just trying to legally cover themselves to show like they've been producing something while draining this company of $17 million to pay themselves. I want to go back to this guy who, if, assuming he's telling the truth, put down a pre-order, $100, and he got nothing for it. He asked for a refund. He hasn't got a system. They won't give him his money back. The investors who have poured $11 million just on Republic, they said they raised $17 million. They haven't gotten anything back. Even though they've made deals with some of their games with BBG, and supposedly, they have other deals in the works or whatever, they haven't gotten a dime. Amico Home, theoretically is going to use your credit card to purchase the games. Can I just ask you a question? Why would you trust this company at this point in time with your data, with your credit card number? Why would you trust them with your money if they've already taken pre-order deposits and haven't given them back to those who've asked for it? If they've taken investment money and they haven't given any return on the investment in all this time, and they haven't been transparent about how these deals with BBG would affect the investors or Amico Home, how much money can they look forward to get out of that? Why would you trust giving this company your credit card information to even buy a $5 or $10 game? And who's to say that the next time you buy it one day, the next time you turn it on, that the app will even be accessible or the game anymore? I don't know. I don't know. How can you trust them? So that's the Amico Home update. It's bizarre. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you next time.